Hi and hello guys. It is Gomi here and I'm literally laying in my bed and recording this. When I record videos, I honestly have no care in the damn world. But today I want to talk about something kind of serious, which I feel like I should be more presentable, but guys, I've recorded 3 videos in a fucking row. I don't care about presentation. I don't care about presentation right now. Ugh. Okay. I'm comfortable like this. Oh, actually, there we go. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the messy intro. But being a minority and having mental health issues, what a crazy topic, and I want to talk about it because you know, being a person who has bipolar 2, PTSD, depression, and anxiety. I have a care package going. I always call it my little care package because when I tell people about me, I'm like, here are things I got. Here's the symptoms. We gotta be careful. And you need to treat me with care because you can't be lollygagging around here. But, yeah, like, being a minority and having all these mental health issues is just such an experience. It's so crazy. So I remember when I first started experiencing mental health issues, I was about 13 ish. I know I was still in middle school. I was going through traumatic event after traumatic event after this, that, and the other. There was a lot going on. The one that I'm most comfortable mentioning is homelessness. Me and my family were homeless for a decent bit, and there were other things that were happening during the midst of being homeless that I don't feel comfortable talking about, and I don't even know if I can really mention on YouTube without some sort of issue coming up. So, yeah, at the grand scheme of things, we were homeless, and a bunch of shit was going down, and boom, it kind of fucked me up mentally. And also, bipolar disorder runs on my dad's side of the family. His mother had it, probably skipped him and got to me. Yeah, so even if I didn't go through traumatic events, I was probably still going to have some sort of mental health issues down the line, but that doesn't really matter about when I would get it. It's more so the fact that I have it now, and here's my experience, being a black chick and having mental health issues. I remember, my family, not all of my family, just specific people that I would talk to, they would say things like, oh, mental health didn't exist in my time. They would say it as if mental health issues are a concept rather than an actual issue. So, oh, people weren't depressed in my day. Oh, people didn't have this, that, and the other in my day. They're saying it as if it's this new thing that's, appeared out of the fucking blue. And it's, weird. It's so freaking weird. Because it's, it didn't exist in your time, so what? Does that invalidate the fact that I actually have it? It's a very tricky thing to get around because you're trying to, almost convince somebody that this thing is a real issue. And, there are very, very high chances. Not even chances. This is, truth. People were probably people probably encountered others with mental health issues, but back then, since it didn't exist, they brushed it off to them being weird or crazy or other things rather than taking it serious as a condition, an illness. So, it's always existed, but people never saw it for what it is. And the reason why I do want to mention being a minority when it comes down to mental health, being black, or not even just black, but in my experience, being black and having mental health issues, is because minorities tend to not believe that mental health issues exist. And I remember, I was talking to a family member, and they said that depression and other mental health issues were created to hold black people back. They're not real things, they're just things created to further hold us back. And when I heard that, I was like, what? What? And like, I remember, having friends of like different races, like, Chinese and such, like they would talk to me about their family's views on mental health, and a lot of them brushed off mental health entirely as like a thing. Like, oh, that's not real, oh, it's technology, oh, it's this, and the other. And like, I think being a minority and dealing with mental health issues is just so much harder because minorities are so used to being oppressed, and it's not our fault that we were oppressed or anything, but like, since minorities, especially of the older generations, are so used to oppression, they view like these new forms of like, these new concepts, like mental health issues and such, as just another form of oppression. Because it's like, oh, if you're mentally ill, you have to take these medications, or you have to take certain classes in school, or you have to do this and the other. Like, like you're treated differently when you have mental health issues, and not in like sometimes it's in a bad way, but like what I'm trying to get at is not in a bad way. Like, medications are to help you. Maybe you have to take different classes than, other students, but it's to help you in most cases. But they view it very differently because they tend to view different treatment as, inequality and such. And it's just hard. It's hard, y'all. It's hard. But, I remember, like, having to, like, kind of slowly ingrain the seriousness of mental health in my family for, like, years. And a lot of it did take, like, drastic measures. I would not say to go too drastic measures, but I oftentimes felt like I had to do something that was very not normal or typical for them to understand the seriousness of mental health. And I hate that I had to do very extreme things for them to understand that this isn't a concept or something created by technology or such. Like, this is a serious personal issue. Like, guys, I'm bipolar. Like, technology didn't make me bipolar. Like, this is an issue that I have and millions of people have, but I need help. Like, this is not some crazy thing that's trying to suppress me in the world. This is something that is, like, messing me up mentally. So, yeah. But, I remember, like, just having to try and ingrain the seriousness of mental health into the people around me. And, I think that's one of the, like, main reasons why I created my channel is because, as a black person, I understand that, like, it's hard to get help and to be understood as, minority, Minorities are less understanding when it comes to topics like these, and we tend to harbor very toxic mindsets and habits due to the suppression and such that we endured throughout the years. So it's understandable that, our older generations have trouble grasping these concepts, but it is still important for people of the newer generations to have support. So, I felt like someone out there needed to be a voice, and there are many voices out there, but I feel like there needs to be more voices. More people who are willing to be vulnerable and willing to be open with their mental health. And that's like, my main goal is to be open with you guys and let you guys see how I am mentally and talk about mental health and make it not such a taboo or touchy subject and something that is just serious, real, and raw. It's not some romanticized thing like, oh my gosh, I'm so quirky and bipolar. Like, oh my god, like, oh my goodness, I'm like happy right now and I'm gonna be mad like the next minute. Like, no, like, this is not some like super funny, quirky thing. Like, this is like something that's real and serious. Or, it's not some romanticized version of depression where, like, I look sad and I feel sad, but I'm still pretty and I'm pretty when I cry, but, like, no. Like, mental health is a real and serious issue. But, yeah, that's just my goal, is to reach out to people. You don't even have to be a minority. Like, I want to just reach out to people and have them understand that, they're not alone and such when it comes to mental health, but especially people who are in environments that are not very open and understanding to mental health and such. So, yeah, that's basically it. And if you are a minority, and even if you're not, but if you are, I think just understand that there are people out there who are also struggling, and there's many resources out there, and you're not alone. I think dealing with mental health issues in an environment that was not very open to the concept of mental health, like, it was very isolating. It was very hard because I didn't know anyone who was like me in a sense, and who understood me, and who understood what I was going through and took what I was going through seriously. So it's just very isolating, but you have to realize that there are people out there who are like you. There's people out there struggling, and there's many resources and ways to get help. And one day you can become a help and you can become a voice. So just keep that in mind. Anyways, this is Gomi signing out.